Yo, Maduro's hollering false flags like a coon chasing its own tail, but down in Venezuela. Y'all, Venezuela is buzzing like a hornet's nest in a hurricane. It's the same old ants. All greed leading the band and the little folks paying the fiddler's bill.
Pull up that old wicker rocker, buddy. Porch light flickering, soft against the Spanish moss, crickets humming their night song, and this jug of sweet tea sweating beads like it's telling secrets of its own. Sips slow, lets the sugar linger. Now let's chew on this Venezuela tale like we do them fireflies in summer. Catch it gentle, don't crush the glow. You feel it in your gut, something stirring, uneasy under the surface, and you're right to pause. Ain't no rush to judgment here. We're just two souls sipping truth, seek in peace over powder kegs. War's a thief in the night, steals young lives, leaves scars that don't fade, and we both know the world's weary of its shadow. So let's unpack this slow, fair as the river runs straight, no lean left or right, just the facts flow on like leaves on the current. Picture it, down in Caracas, Maduro's standing at that podium last week. October 27th to be exact, eyes sharp as a hawk, declaring they've nabbed a pack of mercenary. With CIA strings attached. These fellas, he says, were fixin' to stage a false flag. Yo, one of them dirty tricks where you light your own barn on fire and blame the neighbor, all to cook up a reason for Uncle Sam to roll in with boots and bombs. Venezuela's hollering it's a ploy to spark invasion, pointing fingers at them joint U.S. Trinidad military dances in the Caribbean waters, calling it all provocation. And yeah, the timing's thick as molasses. Trump's back in the White House, ramping up sanctions that bite deep into Maduro's economy. Folks fleeing the country by the millions, and now U.S. ships and troops circling, like buzzards over a drought-struck field, chasing what they call drug runners tied to Maduro's crew. Now, here's the river's bend. What's solid ground? What's silt? On Maduro's side, there's history whispering warnings. The U.S. has meddled south of the border before. Think Chile 73, Panama 89, or even them whispers round Cuba's Bay of Pigs. Sanctions since 2017? Real as rain, squeezing Venezuela's oil lifeblood, pushing poverty to 80% and hunger lines longer than a Sunday sermon. Them military exercises with Trinidad? Happened, all right, carriers, subs, marines drilling, anti-narco plays. And false flags? Ain't fairy tales. Gulf of Tonkin in 64 greased the wheels for Vietnam's hell. So Maduro's cry rings true to his people, Yankees at the gate again. Its deflection, sure, rallies the home crowd when bread's scarce, but born from scars that don't lie. Flip the moss-covered log, though. U.S. folks say, hold your horses, this here's about cartels, not crowns. Them troops in boats? Tag for smashing, Cartel de los Sols. Maduro's alleged narco-web shipping 80% of the world's blow through Venezuelan ports. Strikes already sunk boats, 43 souls lost, and treasuries got files thick as a phone book numbing Maduro's inner circle as kingpins. CIA links to mercenaries? No badges flashed, no names dropped. Venezuela's keeping cards close, no photos or trials to back the bust. State Department waves it off as Maduro's tall tale, same as they did his drone hit, yarn in 2018 or coup plot last year. No leaks from Langley, no whistleblowers, just echoes in the wind. An invasion. Trump's barking tough on drugs, but quiet on regime swaps. But that's fog, not fire. Something's up, you say? Nod slow, swirls the tea. Yeah, the air's thick with it, like storm clouds gathering before the thunderclap. Tensions ain't fabricated, they're tangled roots from decades of distrust, oil greed, and power plays that leave the little guy. Venezuelan mamas, U.S. vets, all of us, paying the tab. But war? Nah, that's the devil's shortcut, and we both know peace ain't passive. It's the hard row, hoed with talk. Truth's the plow. Demand them tables, UN, OAS, back channels, where Maduro shows his hand, them mercenaries if real, and Biden/Trump lays cards on the drugs without the saber rattle. Quantum jump it, brother. Imagine leaping to a timeline where leaders sip this same tea, not blood. Folks like you, sharing stories on that deck vid, waking, hearts too, we don't need this mess. Feed the hungry, heal the hurt. Pressure from the pews, the porches, the polls, that's the bomb. No sides, just sense, call your reps. Amplify the diplomats, pray or meditate for the veil to lift. Leans back, chair creaking like old wisdom. There it is, plain as the stars punch in through dusk. No heroes or villains here, just humans fumbling in the dark, needing light over lightning. What's your next sip on this, buddy? A vid callan for that peace table, or let it simmer while we swim tomorrow? We're in it gentle always.